What's happening, guys? I know a lot of you have really been digging the protein cookies, the bodybuilding protein cookies we've been doing on the channel lately. And today I'm back with another installment to that series. We're actually doing my favorite cookie. We're doing an oatmeal raisin cookie, but we're gonna pack it with protein. It's gonna be a lot like a Lenny and Larry's type of a cookie. Size-wise, they're very similar, but this cookie, it's gonna be way cheaper to make at home, and it's gonna have way better macros. Everybody is gonna be able to fit this into their macros. It has half the calories compared to one of those cookies. It has a third of the carbs. This cookie only has 16 grams of carbs, and it has almost twice as much protein. This cookie has about 30 grams of protein in it. So I'm really excited about this recipe, guys, because I love oatmeal raisin cookies, and this cookie does not disappoint. So let's get started, let's get cooking, let's make some oatmeal raisin bodybuilding cookies. First things first, guys, we're gonna be using a food scale for the recipe. So if you don't have a food scale, you pick one up in the video description below, but pretty much every store has a food scale. If you're tracking macros, you really should have one. So get out your food scale, tar it to 0, turn it on, or tar it after you put your small bowl on there. And then we're gonna add the first ingredient, which is oat flour. Now, I don't recommend buying oat flour from the store just because I think it's a waste of money, guys. If you have a blender, you have oatmeal, you have oat flour. All you have to do is toss your oats into your blender, process until flour forms in the blender, and then pour the oat flour into a ziplock baggie like I have here, and boom, you have oat flour. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna add 10 grams, it's about a tablespoon of oat flour to our small bowl. Next, we're gonna add 30 grams or 1 scoop of vanilla whey protein powder. All right, that looks good. That's 30 grams. Now what I'm gonna do, guys, is add just a quick poof of ground cinnamon. Poof, that was the quick poof. Next, we're gonna add our raisins. I'm gonna add 5 grams. Of course, I'm not getting the raisins in the bowl. The next thing I'm doing, guys, is I'm adding a ½ teaspoon of vanilla extract. That looks good. Of course, you can just use the top cap of your vanilla extract. Just use half a cap if you don't have a ½ teaspoon around. And then, guys, I'm adding 15 grams of unsweetened vanilla almond milk. Of course, I'm just gonna use my cap again as my little tablespoon measurement. 15 grams is about a tablespoon. All right, so now that our almond milk's in there, we can get our sweetener in there. I'm using a liquid Splenda in my cookie, but say you don't like Splenda, you have a liquid stevia instead, you could totally use liquid stevia. If you don't have liquid sweetener at all, you could use a granulated sugar substitute, that'll work too. But just be conscious that if you use the granulated sugar substitute, you'll have to use a little more almond milk to offset the additional dry ingredients. And say you don't like artificial sweeteners at all, you totally just use regular sugar in your cookie, guys. So just keep that in mind when you're making your cookie, but I'm gonna add about 1/4 teaspoon of liquid Splenda to my cookie. All right, guys, I'm gonna bring you in close because now things are gonna move pretty quick in terms of getting our dough together. So just stir all those ingredients until a crumbly consistency starts to form. Once it does, you can kind of press all the ingredients together inside the bowl. And once the dough starts to form, you can just start working it with your hands into a ball. Once that ball of dough gets sticky, that's when you wanna add it back into your bowl and add another ½ tablespoon or 5 grams of oat flour, another ½ tablespoon of raisins. And once you've added the additional oat flour and raisins, just do exactly what you did before. Work those into the ball of dough until things kind of get sticky once again. I worked the additional oat flour and raisins into the ball of dough. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna move our scale in our bowl out of the way, give our little work surface area here a coat of baking spray, and just start pressing our cookie dough out into an actual cookie. So as you guys can see, we're getting pretty close here. We formed a cookie out of our dough. We've got the perfect oatmeal raisin cookie coloring, the perfect shape, the perfect texture. This is just a money oatmeal raisin protein cookie, guys. So our cookie's made, guys. You can totally eat it just like this and it's delicious. But what I like to do, I like to put mine on a plate. I throw it in the fridge for like an hour or two. Typically, I make my cookie before I go to the gym. By the time I get home, I think it's just the refrigerator, it helps it firm up a little bit. It's a perfect oatmeal raisin cookie consistency if you do that. Even if you don't let it firm up, I think it's still very, very delicious, guys. Just my preference. I also like the fact that if I make it before the gym, when I get home, I don't have to make a shake. I don't have to make any food. My protein cookie is right there and waiting for me. All right, guys, here we go. Taste test time. So excited for this cookie right now. You have no idea. Oh, that oatmeal, I love everything oatmeal raisin. Not just cookies, like anything oatmeal raisin. Take a bite of this thing. That bite just made me so happy, guys. You don't even know. Check this out, guys. Check out how gooey this cookie is. All right, let's talk macros, guys. The cookie is only 181 calories. It's got 27 grams of protein in it, 16 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and only 2 grams of fat. That just crushes the Lenny's and Larry's cookie, and you guys saw how big that thing was. If you make this cookie, I wanna know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below because I'm obsessed, guys. This cookie, it is just pretty good. It's better than pretty good, actually. The full recipe with the metric measurements is in the video description, along with all the products I use. So if you want to pick up any of the products or you need a food scale or anything like that, those are down there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.